Hello, my name is Amber Marcusick and welcome to my presentation on improving sustainable management of the oceanic white-tip shark. This species was once one of the most abundant shark species in the world. These oceanic predators are widely distributed across the globe in subtropical and tropical waters, but they have been on a downhill spiral for decades because of the lack of protection for the species. In the year 2000, these sharks were listed as near threatened by the IUCN, and then from 2006 to 2015, they were listed as threatened. Unfortunately, as of 2018, they are now categorized as critically endangered. Although there is no specific population number for this species, there is said to be a decline of 80 to 95% of white tips in the Pacific Ocean and 88% decline in the Atlantic Ocean. There has not been much done for a species that is considered a top predator, let alone a species that many other species depend on in the marine ecosystem. This needs to change before there are no oceanic whitetips left to protect. To start off, we are going to get into the life history of this predator. This species tends to thrive in subtropical and tropical open water on the outer continental shelves of countries across the world. The longest tracking distance for this species was 761.8 miles with a maximum speed of about 5 miles per hour. Their preferred roaming depth is at around 656 feet below the ocean surface, but they can dive as far down as 3,549 feet. The physical features that make the oceanic white-tip shark different from other sharks is their distinct paddle-shaped white-tip fins, which clearly gives them their name. They typically weigh up to 200 pounds and can grow to be 11 feet long. They reach their age of maturity between 6 to 9 years of age, and their gestation period lasts from 10 to 12 months and produce litters between 1 to 14 pups. They have a pretty basic diet. Their preferred meal is bony fish or squid, but if they are feeling adventurous, they'll eat large sport fish, seabird, smaller sharks, rays, and even some marine mammals. Although the oceanic whitetip is one of the ocean's top predators, they become prey of bycatch occasionally. As previously mentioned, these species swim between 656 to 3,500 feet below the ocean surface. Unfortunately, research has shown that most threatened species are found in depths of less than 200 meters, which converted is 656.168 feet, the white tip's thriving level. Finding a living on the outer continental shelves in the tropical and subtropical waters unfortunately has made the oceanic white-tip sharks a common prey to bycatch in commercial fisheries, specifically the tuna industry. In relation with bycatch, this species is also very popular in the shark finning industry because of their distinct paddle-like white-tip fins that were previously mentioned. This trend of taking sharks strictly for their fins has been going on for over 1,000 years, with the practice beginning in China for the use of shark fin soup, which was strictly served to members of the elite class. Unfortunately, as the economy grows in Asia, the dish has become more available to the middle class and has been in high demand within Asian countries around the world, even within the United States. In 2010, it was found that 7,295 tons of oceanic white-tip sharks were taken for their fins. There have been governmental efforts made to help this shark species. On June 8th of this year, a bill to end the USA shark fin trade was passed to the Senate with a vote of 68 to 32 and was then forwarded to the House for consideration. Environmental factors don't have a huge impact on the decline of the species, but the issue of the warming of ocean waters has impacted the migration patterns of the whitetips. Sharks are ectothermals, meaning they are dependent on external resources for body heat because they cannot regulate their own. Since the oceanic whitetip are dependent on their surroundings, if the ocean temperature around them changes, that means that they have to migrate to waters that are more favorable The warming waters also affect their prey. Therefore, when their prey have to move into an area more fit for them, they clearly have to follow in order to survive. With this being said, for a species that has been on the radar of international protection agencies since 2000, there has not been enough done for them in order to get remotely close to the population they were once at. The oceanic white-tip shark was once a thriving and abundant species that is now one category away from being extinct in the wild. My main recommendation in regards to the potential prosperity of the oceanic white-tip shark would be to increase the level of protection it currently holds. According to sites, it is ranked as Appendix 2, which basically means that the species isn't necessarily threatened to the point of extinction where action is immediately necessary, but they still need some type of protection in order to refrain from their population decreasing to the extreme. Within CITES there is also Appendix 1, which is that the species included in this section are at risk of extinction and all uses of the species are prohibited. Sharks across the oceans are known for being the top predators of their ecosystems. If this balance was to be interrupted, it would be catastrophic for many other species. Increasing the level of protection that oceanic whitetips have is necessary when it comes to sustaining a species that is necessary for the marine ecosystem as well as our planet. Thank you for listening.